Hello everyone, this is a Greyshot 117 here, bringing you another COH2 replay brought to you by, and again, skip this part if you don't want to know, Gabe Newell. That's right, Gabe Newell. I'm kidding, it's not Gabe Newell. It's some guy named Gabe Newell, but it's not Gabe Newell. But in any capacity, he submitted this replay, so thank you. We also held in von Breslau, 1945, so I'll just come held in. Oxygen 123 with Imidin, Foul Creature, D-Drain, and mostly harmless. Just mostly. This is a 4v4 on steps, so thank you for submitting this replay. If you want to submit your own, you can do so on my channel. And you can do so that just look up a video on my channel, how to send a COH2 replay, and you'll be able to magically find out how to submit a replay. It's actually really not that hard. You just copy some documents over and then send in an email. It's not that bad. But that way you can check out your replay, you know, because I try to interact with fans now and again. Also, I can't believe I am going to say this, but you know what, Relic? In my COH3 video, I put my foot down on microtransactions in your game, and that's just me. And before someone says, oh, is he going to bash Relic? No, I actually want to thank Relic, because right now, the microtransaction system they have in COH2, at least is fair, in my opinion. Honestly, it's probably one of the fair microtransaction systems compared to what I've now seen with Battlefront. Holy God, that has worse microtransactions than a free-to-play, and that's bad. That's really bad. Now, also, I hate the idea that you cannot, like, oh, well, free-to-play game, why should I pay money for that? It's like, guys, I really like World of Warships, and honestly, I will pay them money equivalent to what I think it's a full retail game. I will do that. Just get some ships, stuff like that for enough, because it's a free to play. When I have to play goddamn Star Wars for 40 hours to unlock Darth Vader, for a chance to unlock Darth Vader, nope, peace, I'm done. Not even gonna touch it. You know, Jesus. So yeah, that whole debacle is going on right now. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of like Halo 5 Guardians stuff either. But at least with that, it wasn't like I can still play a Spartan. I can still get anything in Forge and stuff like that. In Overwatch, I can buy the items without paying stuff and stuff like that. It's just like, holy mackerel, that is insane. That is I love how those people bash Overwatch for its system. It's actually not bad on it. Like, it's cosmetic. It's not pay to win like you see in Battlefront and other stuff. I'm like, holy mackerel, that's terrible. Or Need for Speed, I saw that. Oh, that was terrible. Anyway, let's get to this game, shall we? If you're wondering why, the first few minutes are always kind of just boring, so I kind of throw my own thing. Thanks. Anyway, we can see here the British, though, are launching a major assault at the Germans, who are trying to get a beach. Oh, no. Oh, no. Satchel Charge just blew up the German chances of holding that island. AK Steps. 4v4 map has an island region in the south, and guess what? Whoever side controls it has a key advantage. But usually the other side will follow suit and take the northern region and try to win via points. Here's the problem, and it kind of major. The Allies took the north, and the Allies have taken the south. So right now the Germans' only advantage is in mid, and that's important for holding the fuel, but you kind of need a little more than that. So right now, I'm actually surprised that Oxygen is fighting so hard for this, as it's a lost cause. In my honest opinion, I think the Allies have locked this area down. I don't think you're going to take it. No matter how hard 1, 2, 3 and you, Oxygen, are going to really push. But that's my stance on it. We'll see how well things go. Maybe the Germans can counterattack, but we'll see. In the meantime, looks like a huge Allied force up here. A lot of British. Actually, how many British players do they have? They have 3 British and a Soviet versing all Wehrmacht, which should be interesting indeed. Unfortunately, you would need a Verkenwerfer to really fight these universal carriers, but the Germans don't have that. So if you're the Verkenwerfer, the Verkenwerfer is something OKW related. So unfortunately, the Wehrmacht do not have that. He does have armor-piercing rounds, which you could use, which would tear that thing apart. But he probably wants to fall that thing back while it has a vet. Anyway, it looks like we have a sniper over here. Nice German sniper, trying to pick off some grenadiers. Now, nice thing, they did put down this bunker, and he made a command post, so he can reinforce his guys. And with that, should allow them to hold this point and keep their mortars teams online. That being said, the British, using the advanced emplacement doctrine, or regiment, sorry, are going to put down a mortar emplacement, and that, not only are they probably going to up it to make it very difficult, but they're probably going to hold down this area pretty damn well. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Anyway, Universal Carrier falling back because it realizes, I am not dealing with this. You guys can have fun. I am out. Peace. Anyway, I'm kidding. What he's doing is essentially falling back so the MG can hold on. But that MG is so close. It's like a mosquito bite away from dying. Anyway, D-Train, you can see here, got some heavier infantry with his doctrine. So very nice. Regiment that he picked was Royal Engineer. So very good for healing emplacements, which... actually, he doesn't even have, so I'm assuming he's saving up for the anti-bunker and anti-building stuff, which you can use down south against a lot of heavy usage by Vermont players. Or, again, vehicle repair and aviary, which is pretty damn good. Germans haven't really picked anything yet, so we'll see how well that goes. It looks like Gabe Newell and them still doing decent, but unfortunately they did lose mid, so they're now focusing up north, which is actually a good idea. The British infantry is good, but they need cover. So Grenadiers out in the open should have an advantage over British infantry, because the British infantry literally might be a more expensive unit, but they fire slower in no cover, which allows the German forces to have a small advantage. But as we can see right now, that advantage might not go as well if you have an armored car backing you up. Now, again, if you activate some armor-piercing rounds, but this guy's 2 MGs, neither of them have them, so it's not going to really do much. Mortar team still opening fire, causing heavy casualties on the Allied side. Oh boy. Hey, I'll give it this. The Allies are doing a heck of a job. They currently control both fuel points, where it was actually my last game that I commentated, that was the big issue with the Allies. They couldn't control any fuel points, so they weren't able to get armor around. Now it's the opposite. We'll see how things go. Right now, though, the Germans now have the fuel point and have retaken the island. I'm actually really... You know, as soon as I was about to say something positive, it's like, nope. So what happened? That satchel just blew apart the German, like, backbone. So that removed the mortar, all 3 mortar teams, and the thing that could heal it, which is bad, very bad, because now this heavy mortar, oh boy, can do a lot of damage. Now the good thing is at least the half-track, the flaming half-track, which is very good against infantry, is burning them all back. So, good for them. They need a half-track deployed down in that region, but I don't see it coming anytime soon, nor do I see any units in the region that could really help out. The armor cars are literally on the opposite side of the map, so the half-track is going to do very well. Nice job, by the way, Heldon, in helping out your teammate. Oh, and very nice. I like the Jaeger armor doctrine. Why do I like this? Well, very simple. The Elephant's a very good tank destroyer, very good long range. Maybe not as good as the Jagdtiger, but still pretty damn good, especially with the scope. And as well, the scope in general is just a very good asset to your armor, so you can see farther and gain that advantage with sight that the Allies typically have in a lot of occasions with their abilities. Now, what am I thinking? Again, with the extended scopes and whatnot. What do we have here? So no other doctrines have been picked, or regiments, it looks like. So we'll see how things turn out. We have some British with some heavier weapons. Very nice. We got some Brens out, which would make them very effective versus German infantry, though we do have a bunch of MGs, which could be a major issue. A lot of mortars, though, all grouped up, which is kind of a weird situation. Nice Panzerfaust. An excellent mine placement. Destroys the armored car. I don't know who placed it, but very nice. We can see here they placed teller mines in very good locations that block the armored car. So I love that. The armored car thought, I'm going to beat you down. And nope, you laid a trap. And now it looks like you might be able to turn the tide. So we'll see how well things go. Nice job placing mines. Looks like he's making sure they don't easily capture that point. A lot of allied forces now over here. Sniper fighting recon for the AT gun. And picking off a couple Grenadiers in the process. Down south, we have another reinforcement bunker being placed with a lot of mortars out, which makes it very hard for the Allies to really push here with any sort of large infantry push, because the mortars will literally tear them apart. It's the exact same problem you have with large mortar pits. They just fire so many mortars at you. At that point, you're like, okay, we need to just bring in the long-range artillery. Speaking of long-range artillery, that's where he went. Royal Artillery Regiment. So Foul Creature, his idea is use the artillery to most likely break up a lot of stuff long range, and we actually combine that with the high explosive variety and healing. again, heavy emplacement focus, and then heavier infantry. Each of the allies did a really good job at having a specialized regiment or ability that is different, that is unique, and that allows themselves to differentiate themselves and not be put down by a single unified strategy that the Germans could do. If they all pick some tank destroyer doctrine, again, hypothetically speaking, then you just counter that, and you can easily push the Allies back. It's problems that a lot of teams have when they're all the same thing, like the Wehrmacht is going to have, because there's only so many units that you can have with that faction. There's only so much you can differentiate someone, let's say, going Grenadiers over Panzer Grenadiers, which is why I like some diversity. And again, because diversity is a good thing. But that being said, if you have specializations within your faction, then you can still do a good job. But we'll see how that goes. We have a bunker going down, another MG. One issue that they do have to consider is pushing through the forest area over here and kind of flanking. It would be very difficult, but they're just far enough back that even with that MG, well, let's see how far the MG goes. Nice. I think they put some mines here. I think actually it might be, hold on, we'll see in a second. I think those are, yeah, they are. They are British mines. But they could easily kind of go through this way, come around and flank, which is a big vulnerability. But on the flip side, I have to give credit where credit's due. The Germans have effectively, oh boy. Well, okay, you're going to have to retreat those, and there goes the backbone of your defense force versus, oh, I don't know. Oh, nice grenade. Gets that Vickers. Nice mortar hit. Sorry, I think it was a mortar hit or Panzer. Something hit it. Anyway, back to this. Nice job holding both fuel. So the Germans should be able to use that fuel effectively and bring back a fighting force of better armor. We can see actually here, that's helping. They have now a huge advantage on, well, not munitions, but fuel-wise against the Allies. So we can see if maybe they can bring out some better armor soon. Oxygen, let's see. You have already 2 down. And battle phases is how, again, far you can go for getting better buildings to, of course, upgrade. Nice AT gun shot. Knocked out the Universal Carrier. Man, those guys, excellent dive to go swimming. And that guy is floating upside down. Great. I love the ragdoll physics in this game. It's like PUBG, where it's just like anything could happen. And literally, I mean that. One of my friends literally went off a cliff with a car, and the car got stuck in the ground. No, literally, half the car was stuck in the ground. And was just freaking out, and it was great. Now, look, I'm not... Actually, that's... If your game has just a little bit of jank. Like, Halo 3 has, in my opinion, the just right amount of polish and jank to it, to where it's like, it's very good gameplay, you take them out, but then of course when you kill a brute or something and their body just goes flying and flailing, it's just like, just funny, a funny charm to it. It's just like, okay, this is great. When a game has a little too much polish and too linear, it just gets a little, unless you're really good story-wise, it's like, we're playing that, just doesn't, it's not as fun. Nice mortar hits, by the way, on that. And I feel like that's actually a reason why people come back to H2 is because it's very polished, and good job on the Relic team for doing that, but there's just enough jank with the animations with the bodies flying that just makes me laugh. Dark humor, I know, that's me, but yeah, that's my opinion. Anyway, it looks like a big push actually with 3 different guys. So we have Red, aka Irmin? Eamon? God damn it. Red. I'm just gonna call him Red. Foul Creature and D-Train all attacking mid. And we actually have a Centaur going out, so that's very good against infantry. Though the pack guns are on standby to push back the Centaur, so very nice defense. Again, making sure that even though the Allies might have an advantage and get armor out sooner, that they are not prepared, or they are prepared against it. Half-Track went through here and did quite a bit of damage, though may have had some issues. Centaur being hit by a lot of Panzerfaust. Mass Panzerfausting is stuff that, oh, what was it, Panzer Juice or someone used to do? And they would like, that was something they would only try to do. But it is effective if you have enough, but it requires a ton of munitions to do. T-34-85, which is kind of terrifying for the 15-minute mark to have this baby out, while the Axis, at best, are going to have a Panzer IV. Okay, nope, they have a Panther being deployed, so they can go toe-to-toe with it. But again, Panzer IV can typically have beat a 76, but 85 has enough armor and penetration to where it has to worry. It definitely has to worry. So, mortar teams are currently unloading on that poor Panzer IV, trying to escape. Wow, this sniper maybe needs a health pack. Once again, mosquito bite, and he's a goner. Look down south, and you can see here Auction try to fortify this a little bit. He has a couple MGs. I'm assuming, wow, okay, all these get grouped up. Maybe spread them out a little bit, I don't know. Pack gun better deployed, could have more MG bunkers, because I see a big assault coming down south, and not really all that much to block it. Maybe, oh no, we have a teller mine over here, and it looks like the Centaur is going to walk right into it. Very nice hit. Now it just needs a Panzer IV to come down. There we go. It's like, that's your cue. Can move, oh, or Panther, to go in for the kill. So again, really good mine placement via teller mines up from the Germans, being able to hold back a lot of the better equipped Allied armor, though Allies still doing a heck of a good job. They have a lot of stuff over here, and they're preparing for one heck of a good fight. They have a T-34-85 to deal with better armor. They have a Centaur to deal with infantry, mortar pits for cover and smoke. They're doing pretty damn well. Now the Germans, again, because they don't have OKW, have an issue. They don't have something that's zeroing artillery to break it, but let's see what they do have. They have light artillery barrage and long-range heavy artillery, which would be very good here, but though you have to worry, because remember, Foul Creature is actually not the guy I was thinking of. He doesn't have any heals, so never mind, cancel that thought process. Plane's going down. I'm trying to see where it is. There it is. Ah, nothing hit. Wait. Up, held in, and 1, 2, 3. You went the same thing. That's a big no-no. Again, communication's key. Telling your teammate, hey, I'm going this, or just clicking this button over here during a game to be like, oh, well, this guy went this doctrine. Okay. Actually, you probably should check rank real quick before I forget. Overall, let's see. It looks like it's about even, I would say. Again, rank means nothing in this game, but it does show playtime, which can have a factor on how much skill you have. Though, just like other games like I've seen, Overwatch has a similar thing. They have both a ranking system and they have just playtime increases your little star. And there's a lot of 5-star people I've versed that are terrible at Overwatch. And I'm like, okay, you're trying to do a Widow right now and you're trying to be very good, but you're terrible. And now they're Widows where I'm like, okay, you just headshot the entire enemy team. Bravo! Bravo! I think that plane's Yep, it's crashing. Oh, God. Well, just a little further would hit that Panzer IV, which would have been incredible. Panzer IV is coming up along the side, hitting the Allied forces. Very nice job. Again, if they can break this northern area, they could have this entire region pretty much under their control. Enemy team has a Valentine tank, which is very good for detecting enemy forces, and a lot of Centaurs, but not a lot of... Oh, boy. Well, that would help if they could get the 17-pounder online, but we'll see if that happens. We have some, I'm assuming light artillery. Yep, there it goes. Unfortunately, that T-30-45 is going to be what they need to break that Panzer IV down. And as you can see, it's doing a lot of damage. A light artillery barrage, though, doing what it needs to do. Knock out the AT gun. Should... Oh, might kill it. Nope, it's over with. Not going to be able to kill it. And definitely damage that mortar pit. But that being said, I think they should have retreated. I think them charging a bunch of allied armor, not a good idea. Panther is doing that right now, and he has no infantry support or anything to speak of. Plus, they're about to finish this 17-pounder, which would... Oh, boy. Panzerwerfer coming down. Taking a lot of infantry, damaging the armor, and delaying that construction. So not a bad idea. Not a bad target. But as you can see here with that Valentine tank, they can see all enemy forces in the region. So just to click on the allies for a quick second and activate Fog of War, that Valentine tank is still providing accurate information on all the German forces in this region. Once it pops up, you can see here it's kind of just eventually scanning, but they can tell where the enemy armor is. So you can focus all their artillery, which I'm assuming they can do a concentration barrage. Let me double check to see if they have air burst. They do not, so never mind. They can do airburst shells hypothetically on here if they had it. They don't, so I guess normal artillery will do. Down south, again, is something where I would fortify. Because right now, I see a lot of T-30-45s, which seems to be D-Train's thing. He's just like, I'm going to be the T-30-45 guy, and I'm going to destroy the enemy. Because that's me. I'm the T-30-45 guy. Yes, Pickle Rick. There you go. Get the reference. Anyway. So, moving on. AT guns and stuff like that on standby. Looks like preparing to hold off that Panther, which they know is over here, so they're just waiting for it. Okay, look. I like close-up artillery. I do. That's BS. I don't know why you would put that far up. That's insane, Oxygen. I know you want to... Oh, wait a second. That's not artillery piece. That's a Pak-43. Okay, a little better. Whew. I was like, why the heck are you putting it that close? Okay, not a bad idea. Pak-43, extremely powerful and can hurt armor. Plus, at that range, it can actually knock out that 17-pounder and all the allied vehicles. Plus, that Valentine tank, it can one-shot. Actually, can you actually see Valentine tank? No, well, you can see the beacon going off, but that Panther's buying recon. It's time. There we go. Pak-43 knocks out the Valentine tank, and they need to now start opening fire on that 17-pounder. A recon would be great, or anything, but we have additional AT guns moving up. 17-pounder turning to fire. Pak-43 opening fire as well. Misses the shot. AT guns now opening fire on the Panther. Panther pulling back. 17-pounder trying to get another shot on, but Pak-43 gets another shot on him. He activates Harden so that way they don't have to worry about damage. And we have another plane going down. The German Air Force is kind of screaming probably right now because like, no, I'm not going. We've lost 12 planes. No, we are not going. Pak-43 using direct fire most likely to keep hitting that target. T-30-45s doing exactly what I said they would. They went down, there's nothing down there to stop them, and they are just curb stomping. Oxygen doesn't even have the heavy Panzer Corps, so we can't deploy a Panther, which would really be nice to take out these guys. Nor do I see a lot of Teller mines or anything. Heavy mortars coming up again. These, as you can see, are the 120s, which are extremely powerful, one-shotting enemy units if they can get a hit in. Also, very surprised that you didn't Panzerfaust, as you have close to 100 munitions, so you could easily have done it for all three. Nice job with the Panzer Grenadiers, though. At least you have a force that can deal with the T-30-45s and do damage. Though you have to worry about the heavy mortars, and if you group up and get destroyed, that's not my fault. Look, T-34-85s going in, getting some nice shots on a lot of those guys. Panzerwerfer coming down. Unfortunately, kind of missing the point, but even with that, they did cause a retreat, which is nice. Panzer Grenadiers opening fire, but they would have probably been better if they could have been Panzerfaust in the first place. Oxygen just lost a lot of his troops, and yeah, is pretty down right now. Unfortunately, he also just lost his Pak-43 due to, I'm assuming, yep, there we go, precision barrage that came down on it, so not a bad idea. It did kill the 17-pounder, but Oxygen is kind of screwed right now. He doesn't have a huge army, really at all. We can see here they have a command tank of some type plane going down on the Allied side for a change. But yeah, they equipped the Centaur with the command vehicle, so that way it gets free recon. It's really nice just getting that free extra recon for a little bit extra sight. Looks like we have a bunch of Bofors going down, so hope against the infantry. That it looks like a light artillery barrage might delay that or kill it. We'll see how well things go. I like Oxygen still fighting. Oh boy. Nice Panzerwerfer knocking out a ton of Royal Engineers. But alas, Himmel still has a ton of resources at his disposal, so we can easily reinforce that. The Germans, however, are counterattacking. Down south, they have multiple Panthers to push back the T-30-45s and seem to be doing a pretty damn good job with that. T-30-45 on the retreat, though. Panther using Blitz to go after, trying to get that final kill. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it, shall we? Oh, one more shot, but we have guards who can button. They're doing the upgrade, but not yet. They get the kill, unfortunately, but we saw the AT gun over here that's opening fire, plus the guards troops, which now can button. Oh boy. Panther trying to run them over, but the AT gun's still opening fire. If the AT gun and they use the button ability over here, they might be able to knock out that Panther. But it looks like he might be able to escape. Nice bounce along the side. Panzer Grenadiers moving in to kill the infantry, and it looks like the Germans have been able to lock down the southern point. Allies now actually are deficient in both fuel and munitions. This is not good. Not as bad actually with fuel as you might think. They're actually not that far down. They have a lot of fuel points. But the Germans Also, but not... They could use a few more, is what I'm saying. Just another cap over here. I would probably recommend munitions. That's me, because I use more munitions and fuel. And you can see here the Germans have plenty of fuel. But we do have a Tiger tank that has been deployed. And most likely going to guard this region. So Gabe Noel is going to try to help the front. And he actually has a lot of really high vetted troops. So he's doing a pretty damn good job of trying to hold the northern region. I know I've been focusing a lot on the south, but the north is still something that you need to watch for. Because it has both stars and munitions, which is very key to upgrading your army, using specials, getting those abilities. I know armor is very important too, but munitions is something for a longer game. You're gonna have a ton of fuel typically reserved if you keep your guys alive. So the munitions would be the defining factor for how many special abilities you can call down. You can have one heavy tank, but you can call in 3 precision barrages as fast as you can. Anyway, it looks like we have a recon going in. Another T-30-45, probably going to bite the dust very soon. A lot of planes going out right now, but I expect that Centaur's AA gun to start shooting him down very quickly. Poor recon. Oh, yep, Centaur's opening fire. Shoots it out of the sky. Where's the plane? Oh, there it is. Almost hits the Panther. AT guns on standby, waiting for the Tiger to approach. Actually, is there a mine? Oh, it's a Teller mine. Okay, I was like, is there a mine right there that I'm missing? Oh, we have a Comet tank being deployed. Very powerful frontline battle tank from the British. Combine that with the AT guns and oh, so many Piats, and that Tiger tank is going to have an issue. Though, oh my god, the mine, it didn't detonate. He's so lucky that thing didn't detonate the mine. So they still have that there. Tiger tank managed to retreat. Comet, unfortunately, did die. They are holding off mid right now. MG opening fire, trying to hold back the overwhelming number of not only just AT guns, but also armored units coming in. Oh boy. I mean, yes, they do have the Royal Engineers, but quite honestly, you don't need to worry. They're not that great infantry that can really, like, you don't really have to worry. Once they're pinned, they won't really do that much damage. The Centaur, the AT guns, and everything else, I think, are a bigger threat. One rocket missed, one rocket hit. Panther still trying to fight, but alas, they did lose it. MG should probably retreat at this point. Oh boy. Down south, Brumbar going in, and Brumbar does a lot of damage reversing enemy infantry. Nice shot pushing back the penal troops, and those guys, even with AT weapons, cannot stand up to the mighty Brumbar and with its explosive power. Up north, we have a battle with a Panzer IV. Looks like the Firefly was able to knock it out. Unfortunately, in quick succession, Gabe Noel went from 3 armored vehicles down to 1. Though he has enough fuel to either get a Panzer IV or save up a little bit and get a Panther. Most likely he's going to save up and get a Panther. But we'll see how well that goes. For right now, the Allies are kind of focusing a little bit more north. We have some Overwatch artillery, I think. Yeah, there we go. Perimeter Overwatch going out. We have an MG bunker over here, making sure infantry don't come in. But it's being knocked out by the Firefly. Grenadier squad going in, most likely going to try to Panzerfaust and push that Firefly back. Smart move. It has very limited armor, and if it gets crippled, he's most likely going to be worried about him being picked off by another armored vehicle. So, yeah, kind of important you fall that back. There's some things you want to risk. You can easily take out that bunker another time, or just come at it through another angle, as done right now. It's like, I know you're trying to put Gabe Noel. I know you're trying to keep that thing back. Probably keeping that Grenadier squad just far enough forward so we couldn't shoot it again. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. But anyway, Grenadier squad opening fire. We actually have a huge allied force coming in. We can see here that, yeah, they're focusing way more resources, and this is a joint effort from 3 different guys coming in, trying to hold them back. Gabe Noel's going to give it his all, but the Tiger tank and 1 Grenadier squad is not going to be enough to hold that back all this, because they have an AT gun, they have guards troops, T-30, yeah, they have a lot. So this AT gun actually might die for the amount of forces here. Because again, if it gets pinned, yep, there it goes. It just got guarded. We have Mark Tartan. Nope, Predator's vehicle, sorry. I thought Mark Tartan went down. He can use it. Very surprised he hasn't. Although the turret's knocked out, so that's kind of bad. Most likely done by the sniper, so go sniper. We have something blown up, and I'm assuming that's bad. Panthers down. Oh, we have an elephant. Oh, boy. That's going to be quite difficult to deal with if you are a allied player. Especially if you're, again, if it starts picking off your armor. Unfortunately, though, it looks like, again, we have a lot of Panthers out, and how you cancel that's very simple. Get bigger AT guns, and this one's the biggest AT gun that the British have at their disposal. And that should push back the German armored vehicles. Nice shot through the rear, by the way. Almost knocked it out. They're going after the Valentine for recon. We do actually have a lot of Sextons. I was actually surprised on that. Again, trying to break up the Germans, I assume. Allies doing a massive counter assault. Let's look at the overall their amount of units. They have what, mid 70s, I would say. Germans probably upper 60s, if I had to guess. It's not bad. Firefly getting some rockets off at this general area. They need to heal this stuff quickly, because they need to get that back in the fight. We even do have a push down south with oxygen. Managed to retake that area. I would actually try to decap this as well. I know they have a lot of mines, but having a minesweeper would really help. Just clear this area off. Actually, clear it and then place in the exact same area your own mines, so the enemy just instinctively looks and like, oh, my mines are there. And you go over, it explodes, you're like, wait, what? They're cheating. I think that happened once before where I did that. And the enemy's like, oh, God, you're cheating. I'm like, no, I just replaced your... I just did a little switcheroo. Speaking of mines, you can see here that the northern player, D-Train, is... Actually, he's not even northern. He's actually kind of mid, but whatever. He forces in north are laying down mines. Nice shot with the Tiger, just owning the engineer squad before it can do anything. Down south... Oh, God, is there another plane going down? Where is it going down this time? I heard it. It probably crashed somewhere. Anyway, let's watch the battle, shall we? Su-85 and T-30-45 helping to push back a lot of the German armor, but German armor playing it smart, forcing them into tight situations to allow their larger groups to be kind of funneled in sort of a straight line. It's kind of like, again, how would you fight enemy force? Would you rather have them in a straight line, like horizontal to you, or vertical to you? Like essentially, so you only see one person and they're all behind that person, or they're in like a musket line in front of you. You'd probably want them all in a straight line. You're asking yourself why? So you could open fire and take out one, and you only have to deal with one of them at a time. Tire tank has been crippled by that T-30-45 going in for the final hit. Lots of Piats opening fire on that Tiger, and the Su-85 actually gets the kill on that shot. Very nicely done. A lot of allied armor up north, and they're going to need a counter with everything they have. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a lot of cooperation. Like, if they have all this armor over here, why aren't the allies here, I mean the Germans over here, coming in and dealing damage? Think about it. Half their army's crippled. They can move in right now from the side where the Su-85 can't hit them and the T-30-45 can't shoot, and just kill easily a Centaur and a Comet without question, and then probably knock out the T-30-45. But they're not. They're staying in mid. They're not cooperating. They're not really coordinating. It's kind of sad. And now, because they had a little extra time, these vehicles are repaired. So that allows their fighting efficiency to go up. And actually, if anything, now, these guys aren't even fighting the real threat. They're going after this Firefly. Whereas, this huge armor group is now going to be posed to flank them, encircle them. And the AT guns are still here. Yeah. So it's not, yeah. You still have the elephant here. And by golly, was that going to pack a punch. But if it actually hit, there we go. Nice shot, you got rid of one. Panthers all charging, so many Panthers. No, oh, two elephants, just opening fire on all the armor. If they can hit this Su-85, they can do a lot. Panther going after something, I'm assuming the Sexton. Try to knock that thing out. We saw the Firefly somewhere, oh, all the Piats. Okay, I think now the Allies are like, okay, they're just dealing Piats, let's get all the ET weapons instead of... And I think the Germans at this rate need better, like, infantry. They need infantry that can go toe-to-toe. Because right now in the infantry game, I see way more Allied units than German. The Wehrmacht do not have the fighting force on the ground. And they need that. Because they need those infantry units to knock out the AT guns, to hold back the infantry, etc. So. That's... Nice shot, by the way. Hit the Sexton. AT gun opening fire. Got a nice hit in. Oh boy, it's crippled. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh jeez. And there goes the Panther. Panther's trying to help out, but they've been marked, so I think, yeah, mark targeted. So that it will cause it to take a little bit more damage. Though they are counterattacking, it looks like they are doing quite a number on the Allied forces. But unfortunately, Allies are still dug in pretty damn well. Overall, let's look at what the Germans have. The Germans have 3 main guys with a huge army, and then you have oxygen, which really doesn't. And then you have the Allies that have all, like, they all have medium armies, with 2 German guys having larger armies. So, still anyone's game. Elephant over here providing some nice long-range shots in. I swear, Su-85 just backing up down there. Is there like an engineer I'm missing? No. Okay, so why'd you back up down there instead of going over here? Maybe you're trying to use that as cover. Sure, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, it's once again, I always love in this map how this one spot becomes like the decider. I don't know if Relic did this on purpose, but every single time this point, without question, becomes the main focus. Anyway, AT gun and MG opening fire on the Panther now. You need like a Brumbar or something to really break this up. A Tiger tank shot could also do a lot. Panzerwerfer could do a lot. Anything but a Panther. Stop at the Panthers, please. Panzerwerfer would be great right here. Do Germans even have that? Okay, Germans, invest in Panzerwerfers. I'm telling you, it can lead to big things. Allies, how are you doing? You have a ton of local defenses blocking major points, and you have a lot of armor. Good job, Allies. Good job. Yeah, Su-85, Sextons. Actually, not as much frontline battle armor as I might thought, but you're focusing more on infantry. Again, smart move. Elephants trying to open fire, but they're useless against infantry and AT guns, respectively. Though, Stuka bomb coming in. Oh, good hit. Knocked out a ton of AT into some retreating units in the process, allowing the Germans to maybe push up and retake this point. It's kind of a critical loss for the Allies. Losing 3 AT guns? Yeah, that'll definitely be impactful of some type to the Allies. Now, they still have an AT gun on reserve and still have that sniper, which, by God, nice try keeping them alive. Huge infantry force coming in with lots of Piats and Brens. So, should be able to push back this 1 Grenadier squad, and also they have the Vickers machine. I'm sorry, it's MG42. I keep thinking it's the Vickers, but no, it's MG42. They must have stole from the Germans. Big push going on up north. Oh, God. Panther going in by itself because YOLO and decrewed. Okay. Hey, dude, remember how... Okay, so right now, Auction is probably the worst player on their team. Dude, instead of sending the Panther up into this, if you would have sent that down here with a like engineer squad to just clear up and then come in from the south and knock out those Sextons and whatnot, you could have won this game. But instead, now you're in a dragged out fight, and I don't think your allies can, because what? Okay, just from perspective, let's say 60, 90, and 70. Just put it in perspective. Like. Again, that's how much? 220. Well, now, again, that's discounting Auction, because I'm not even counting him as a player. Now, let's look at the Allies. Well, actually, Iman pretty much lost all of his armor, but you quickly recap that and gain a smaller army of infantry. So let's count that. So that's, we'll say, 80, 30. So that's, again, that. So it's about 270. So right now, the Allies are definitely beating overall the Germans by a decent number. The Germans have to make sure they don't lose anything and keep inflicting casualties to make up for Oxygen's kind of, I don't want to say incompetence, but just not really being all that helpful. Anyway, lots of Su-85s and tank destroyers over here, which is a big problem for a Panther. Luckily, the Elephants are backing up and they have the Tiger. I would also put a Tellermine, like, oh, you did, never mind. Tellermine's there so you don't have to worry about flank. Nice shot on the Su-85 from the rear. Panthers trying to hold the point. Do you have enough for a Stuka bomb? Because you can Stuka mid right. No, you don't. That plane's going to crash. Oh, no. Nope, it just crashed over there. Nice shot on the Su-85, a different Su-85, and almost brought it down. They didn't get the kill, but it did bring it down. Armor-piercing rounds trying to help clear the point. This MG is, for some reason, not shooting. I don't know why. I'm going to just, yeah, I really don't know why it's not shooting. I honestly could not say. That is weird. Unfortunately, this Vickers is opening fire and going to push them back. Heavy mortars opening fire. Oh boy. Artillery coming down. Trying to uphold this point. D-train, where are your heavy mortars right now? Yeah, they're up over here. So they're just opening fire on mid. You have the... Okay, hold on. You have the anti-building flame mortar. There's no people in buildings over here. You don't have to worry. Pack 43 being deployed. Dude, we don't need a Pack 43 right now. Right now, you need to deal with all the infantry. Because right now, that's the biggest concern. Get a Brumbar. Something to hold off the infantry. Because, god damn. Oh my god. Is that Soviet? I think it's a Soviet. It is. That's hilarious. The fact there's a Soviet gunner in there, he's just like, yes, I have the Panther. What are you gonna do now? Elephant's just stunned. Like, wait, what? Panther's like, I should probably go kill that, but they have a lot of stuff over here, so I'm not going to do that, which, smart move. Panther being pulling back, because, well, a lot of tank destroyers, unfortunately, wasn't able to pull back in time. The elephant's gonna die, and with that, oh boy, they just both activated scopes, so they're both now gonna start picking off the Germans. Right now, it's just a big cluster right now, and the Germans are just losing everything to try to hold this point. It's not going well. I get your artillery, I get that you're trying, and it is sort of working to hold the point. But remember, who has it? This guy has sextons. And you also have the direct artillery, which you could use to kill yours. So let's just put that reminder out. Panthers trying to come in for a flank. But alas, not working. AT guns slowly pushing them back. Love this bunker. Why this bunker's there, I guess it was just like, yeah, we need to put something here to hold the point. Even though they could easily come up, shoot it, and fall back. So. Oh, the infantry unit's dead. Nice job killing the Su-85. Tiger needs to retreat. Nice job dropping smoke. Pull that son of a gun back. Make sure it lives. Oh my god. It did fire though. Unfortunately, revealed its position to the Su-85. Sextons opening fire. Doing a lot of damage. Artillery coming down at major key points from the Sextons, holding back the German infantry from advancing. And now the Germans... Wow, okay, no, Helden and Gabe still have a huge army. Unfortunately, the other two guys do not. Meanwhile, the Allies have two guys that... Not a huge army, and then two guys that have a really large army. So, right now, the Allies are in the key point of, we can just hold. Where the Germans will, like, have a small army, or, like, we need to push. And that is not a good sign. Because they have so many MGs and everything else that they're just going to keep being torn apart. They need to come in and divert some of these forces, do something. Once again, it's a huge fight over here. And you say, oh, Greyshot, yes. But it's like, I see no attempt down south. No attempt whatsoever to come up and just take all this out. Clear the board. Hell, even hit the guy's base. Because right now, you're not winning this slog fight. You're not. If I was down south right now, I'd be like, okay, cool. One Panther will go to you guys for defense. Actually, and one Panther will go to, or mid, and then one Panther will go and fight him in the south. Why? Very simple. We need to divert forces away from there so you have a better shot. When too many forces are clumped up in a ball, or like, sorry. When everyone's joined together and like linked, you're not gonna be able to push through. But if you remove some of the people and you divert them away, then it's easier to push them back because there's less people. Weird reference, but you get the point. Unfortunately, right now, it's just too many Panthers and elephants. They're just not being able to penetrate. Artillery's coming down, the heavy tank destroyers. Again, they're not really moving, so they can easily hit them. And the Allies being very smart with their armor, only aiming from the sides and other angles so the elephants don't easily pick them off. And also, remember, the Valentine tank is still there, providing the observation mode, which allows them to see all enemy armor in this region, for instant recon. So yeah, the Germans are trying, but alas, putting on a clinic. On a clink? Putting on a clink. Alright, lots of Fireflies too, which, again, very good at countering the Panthers. tank destroyer, though, could open fire and knock that stuff out if it had recon, but once again, not really much there in terms of recon. Plus, nice flank with the Panther, which, hilarious that was even stolen. Nice kill, by the way. At least you knocked it out. But yeah, there's so many vehicles that need repaired. Allies taking advantage, being like, okay, I'm going to take mid. Cool, bye. Germans trying to decap this point. And actually, I would kind of use a Stuka bomb, which I think you're about to do. No, you're going to hit here, aren't you? Hold on. Oh, boy. For those who don't know, the Stuka bomb will decap this point. So, you using it there was actually kind of not that beneficial. Should have used it on the point. And like I said about fuel, look how much fuel they have and how many munitions they have. Again, tons of fuel. Even with all the elephants, they still have a ton of fuel. And I'm going to say GG. It was a nice attempt. Oh my god, yes, nice. Come on, Satchel. Oh, one last Satchel would have probably... It started with the Satchel Bang, and it's going to end with the Satchel Bang. Alright, so let's double check. Overall, yeah, Oxygen was the worst player by far. Best player on the German team was Gabe Newell. Tons of kills and damage. I feel like you guys relied, just in general, too much on Panthers. I didn't see that many Brumbars up north. I didn't see any Panzerwerfers up north. That stuff really would have really helped. Also, your tank destroyer is kind of clustered together. It's like, come on, spread them out. Cover a wider area. Meanwhile, D-Train got most damage against T-30, 485s, and everything else. Were just doing a lot of work. So very nice job on that part. Overall, mostly harmless was mostly harmless, I guess, or the least harmful to the Germans. But that being said, he still packed a wallop. He had a couple good Fireflies, and his Piot groups were still kind of annoying. Plus, again, his Bofors were the stuff holding down and keeping the point from being captured, so nice job on that. Again, it's like Oxygen. You could have come down south and really pushed through, but you didn't. And you just throwing your units into like that same area was just it was just a grinder. That's the entire area. And you really need to move some forces away, because there's some more there's a more likelihood, a higher chance of you winning with a smaller force down south than with just a bunch of units thrown in the mix. Because then it's just most units wins, typically, unless you have some key advantage like zeroing artillery, but you didn't have that, so it didn't really matter. If anything, the Allies had more, because they had more artillery focusing on the tank destroyers, so the grouping of all the units was just playing a detriment to the Germans, because the artillery was coming down, breaking them apart. The Germans sort of did that, but again, not to that great effectiveness as those Sextons. Again, it did 17 kills, and mostly infantry. Foot creature had, 54 overall, and they had, let's double check, I want to get that real quick, 2 vehicles for that one, and 2. So we killed 4 vehicles. They were easily doing way more damage overall, and just clearing this area, which is why spreading your units out would actually help out a little bit more. But yeah, that's my opinion, and that's the game. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. This has been Greyshot17, and I will see you all next time. Before this video ends, I want to once again give a shout out to special Patreon supporters Ace, Sean, Carter, Leo, Tim, and Nick. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You guys can support me as well by hitting that like and subscribe button. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.